Hi, I'm Carly Levin with the Legal Tech Fund. Today I have Christina Wojcik from Pierson Ferdinand. She has been with me before on the TLTF podcast, and I was able to get her background and what she's up to at Pierson Ferdinand. So I highly recommend you listen to that episode if you haven't already. But Christina, thank you for joining us today, and thank you as well for being on the advisory board for the summit. We appreciate your participation and help and ideas.
No, it's my pleasure. It's been so much fun over the past, 5 years now, watching what TLTF started as and what it's become today. So it's been an incredibly fun journey, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
You sit in a very unique role at a very unique firm. What is your focus right now today in mid 2026?
My focus is really on how do we make sure that we take all of those good ideas that are currently on paper and make it into something that actually operates day to day within an organization. You see it, you're part of the ecosystem where every single day we're told like, hey, you could be doing things better if you simply buy this new tool or simply change this old process, or hey, just get an agent to do it. But, in order to really get those things to come into fruition and to get them deployed and get them adopted, you really need to make calculated decisions about what you should be focused on, because change does not happen all at once. And so I think one of the things that is really exciting about what we're focusing on, which is that conversion between the vision of the possible to actually the vision of the probable, because we can make it happen, is the amount of participation we have. Because over the past couple of years, the hype cycle has done me a lot of favors, which means people are excited to be part of it. And so I'm really focused on, okay, everyone has a good idea, what's actually a good idea, and what will ultimately benefit our clients.
What's really working this year? I think every conversation I'm in, everyone's talking about the sea change of 2026 and how it just feels different. Adoption feels different. Experimentation feels different. What's worked for you?
Well, I think what's worked for us, and again, I'm at a significant advantage because some of our core tenets is, entrepreneurialism as well as innovation and using technology. So not only has that ethos really worked for us, but the participation we have within the firm has really worked for us. And what allows that to work is the design structure of these different types of tools that are coming to market. It's very easy to integrate a lot of these tools into everyday processes and workflow, everyday legal practices, everyday delivery of legal services, because they are designed to organically fit what those individuals are already doing. And so there's less change management and friction between, hey, you need to use this because it'll save you time, money, energy, whatever it might be, to like, oh, wow, I want to use this. This is easy to use. And so I think that that's something that's really working, is that collaboration between the partnership, the collaboration between the providers, and really helping to figure out, what the next thing might be that will continue to drive value. Again, like, I'm a broken record when I say value, but truly, like, I'm so focused on what drives value because, like I just said, there's just so much out there telling you could be doing things differently and better, but can you, right? Does that thing actually get you there?
Yeah. And I think you're early to that value concept that a lot of people are coming upon now, is figuring out, okay, we've tried these. Now, what is the value? Should we continue using them? Should we look at other tools?
Yeah. I mean, and that's an exercise in data collection, and data collection, not only from measuring things like efficiency or cost reduction, but data collection from a client satisfaction perspective. And when I say client satisfaction perspective, I mean both our external clients, the individuals or organizations that we represent, but then also my internal clients. And so, do you enjoy using these tools? Have you found a difference in coming in and logging into your computer every day? Are your clients interacting with you on these tools, right? How are you using that? So, of course, we're measuring all of those key metrics, but then also I want to make sure that the internal and external client experience is there as well. And I get no more joy when I hear my partners calling their tools like their work spouse. Right. And the real significant others are saying, like, are you going to divorce me for name your product, right? Because you spend more time with that product than you do with your family these days. Not saying that that's a good thing, but, it's one of those running jokes that we have where they're so interconnected that it becomes kind of this running narrative of, I think you spend more time with product X. So it's fun to watch. And that just shows that, those products are really being designed well.
I like that you're bringing joy into it. I don't always hear that your ROI includes joy as well.
It has to. I mean, we all do such hard things that matter significantly for our clients, that we have to find those moments of joy. We have to find those moments of levity. We have to find those moments of, humor in absurdity. And that just helps us kind of refocus and really ensure that we're spending the right attention on those things that need that right level of like gravitas, right? So if you can find, if was it Mary Kondo, things that bring you joy, you definitely need to grab onto those.
What broader trend in the ecosystem are you following right now?
I mean, I think like everyone else, we're watching the agents. We're seeing what we can do with agents. I wish it was something that was like incredibly new or, but I think that's watching the evolution from where I initially started, which was, many years ago now, with like machine learning and then into generative AI. And now with, moving from kind of prompting into agents, which depending on one's definition of agents, because much like AI was and still is, everything's an agent where everything is not an agent, right? So what are those things that are making almost independent decisions about what to do next? And how can we bring that in to help support our workflows? How can we bring that in to help support our processes in a way that is meaningful, but in a way that isn't just a black box? Because I think that's one of the things that is becoming more of a concern is, where is the information coming from? What decisions were being made against that information? And was that decision made correctly? And so making sure that the information that's coming out of kind of the independent workflows that are being deployed is coming out with the right result. So it's the next evolution of the Wild West, right? We've had a whole bunch of different versions of it, and this is the next one, making sure that the governance and the controls are over the work product, so that way, we can really rely on what's being produced.
That's not a boring answer. That doesn't even go back 2 years. It's just that the piece of information is so quick this year that we forget that it's a relatively new concept.
Yeah.
What about, that's for this year. If you look out 10, 15 years, what's your biggest, boldest prediction about how the industry will change?
Well, in 15 years, hopefully you and I are sitting somewhere over a glass of wine because we're both retired. But I think that right now we're still on the cusp of focusing on what the clients ultimately need in order to hit their KPIs and metrics, right? So I've been saying this for a little while now, which is the amount of pressure that our customers are facing to reduce their legal spend is real. It's absolutely real. And what are we doing to help reduce that legal spend or provide opportunities for cost avoidance? And so I think we're just at the tip of that iceberg right now, where we're starting to make small incremental changes with small incremental tasks, right? So some customers are no longer interested in paying for task-based work or first drafts or things or document summarizations because they know the tools can do that. But what can we do with the agents? What does the cost and economics look like in 10 or 15 years from now, when a lot more of those workflows are automated and the decisions coming out of those workflows align to what our kind of legal experience or legal decisions would be? So I think that's the biggest thing that we'll see is a complete economic shift in what customers are paying for when it comes to their leveraging of law firm services versus what they're also able to now do more easily in-house. So I think we may also see a slight trend for more internal hires in order to manage the AI, which is counterintuitive, because you think, oh, you have AI, you need less people. But that's not necessarily the case, right? You just shift kind of the value adds of those people maybe away from your law firms in-house.
I like that. I like that bold prediction.
We'll see. But hopefully, again, you and I are sitting on a beach somewhere and I'm talking about it as we're retired. I don't think that prediction is not going to come true for me. I will work until I can't work anymore. I love this stuff too much.
How about the summit in November? I know a lot will change between now and November, but what are you looking forward to for the summit?
Yeah, I mean, what I always look forward to, and what you and I talk about pretty frequently, is I love that this really is the place where the builders, the buyers, the sellers, the funders, everyone comes together and really tries to determine what we should be doing as a collective to move the ecosystem forward. So I'm always incredibly excited about that. I'm also excited about, the Legal Tech Fund's new partnership, right? And seeing how the conference is going to evolve from what it's been in the past to where it's going to go into the future. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it's grown, and how it's growing this year, as well as the new faces that are going to come in, right? And helping support their journey through this, because some of them are brand new to this ecosystem. So what can we do to help mentor and foster those relationships so that way they find as much success with this summit as I have over the years?
Wonderful. Well, we look forward to seeing you in Scottsdale. And thank you again for being an advisor and helping really put together the content for the summit.
My pleasure. It's always so much fun.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Thank you.